What's up, y'all? My name's Bill, and this is how I do it. Today I'm coming back at you with another episode of Tiny Engine Tuesday, and today we're working on the Stihl Fs70r weed trimmer. Customer brought this unit in, said it was bogging down, didn't have any power. So let's just crank it up, see what we have. Turn the choke on. It's already one of these switches that's preset to always be on till you turn it off. So let's see what we got. Cranked up, fired up. Let's turn the choke off. Let's see. Try to give it gas. No power. But since it's firing up and bogging down, we know it has spark and we know it has fuel. So the question comes into play, air. It's kind of funny, I just worked on the Stihl with an issue with the spark arrestor. So let's just look from the jump, look at the spark arrestor. And as you can tell, looking at that spark arrestor, it looks pretty gummed up to me. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to remove it, and if I can remove it, I'm gonna clean it off and see what happens. But I'm gonna remove it and fire it back up and see if that's our issue. It looks like it only has a flat head in there, so I'm just gonna get my flathead screwdriver and remove it real quick. All right, move that out of the way. I see the spark arrestor right here. I think I can just pull it out of the way. I know we can't see it. Bad angle. I'm just gonna pull it out. Boom. Pull it out. Man, that looks pretty gummed up if you ask me. Yeah, that's pretty stopped up. All right, so let's try to fire it back up and see what we have. Yeah, I say that's definitely was a big part of the issue. That definitely was a big part of the issue. Still seems like it got a little fueling issue going on. I might have to take it and clean up that carburetor some. Woo! Dang. Ooh, this whole thing need to be cleaned off. Look at that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that definitely could do it. You know what I'm saying? Look how caked up this thing is, man. Yeah, that could be an issue. That could be an issue. I wouldn't be surprised if some of that hadn't got into the carburetor. What I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna take this carburetor, man, and I'm gonna clean this bad boy up. Get it back running right. I don't know what kind of gas he has in here. Oh shit, some kind of really blue. Taking that out. That shit looks a little too dark. I think he has way too much oil in here in that gas mix. So I'm gonna take that off of here. But I'm gonna remove this carburetor. It's a couple of bolts. A couple of lines on the back side. It comes right out. Let me get me some sockets. Okay, got a vent tube on the housing here. Yeah. I ain't trying to mess with it. get this damn thing off of here. Hold up. You see this screw right here? This screw right here goes to the throttle cable's fixture on the carburetor. Here's a better shot of that screw. All you got to do is unscrew this and the throttle cable and this fixture comes off as one. Oh. Whew, he used the wrong oil in this thing. Midway point, what I do, I gotta clean all this stuff up, man. This thing is filthy. So I'm gonna clean all of this up, clean the carburetor out, get some new correct fuel oil mix in here, and go from there. All right, now that we got everything cleaned up a little bit, I took the carburetor, cleaned the carburetor out. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and replace this carburetor. I removed the spark arrestor for the time being. I may clean this up. I might not even put it back in here. You can buy a new one. So I'm gonna see what it does without it. And I don't know if I may or may not put this back in here. So what we gotta do now, get our carburetor back on here. So I gotta remove this screw so I can put the throttle cable back on. Let's remove this. Get a little screw out. Find this throttle cable. And this goes in on top. The screw is right here, so it's right up there at the top. And all you gotta do is screw it down. Tight. Then we gotta put our hoses back on. I might go ahead and just put my cable on. All right, it's kind of hard to see, but we want to put our main fuel line back on. Let me pick it up and just show you on here what I'm doing, because it's really hard to see. So that green line, I'm gonna put it right here on the carburetor. That's really hard to get a shot of. Oh, and I gotta find that other one. Okay. Then I gotta put our turn line back on. Get this last hose back on. All right, now all that's on. Boom. Squeeze the trigger, make sure everything's all good. Oh yeah, that's all good. Take our gasket. Put it back on right there. Then we're gonna take our vent line right here. Put this back on. This is vent line tube right here. I don't know why it won't focus on that. But you see the line. All right. That on, and put these nuts on. me find my 2-cycle fuel. Using some Stihl fuel. So, man, one of the main issue with this was, man, that gas had way too much oil in it. All right, so let's get it together. Turn the choke on. Let's see what we got. Now it's back running, but it's not idling. So what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to do some carb adjustments on this thing. Let's go ahead and put our air filter on, do some final carb adjustments with the air filter on, because this is the way it's gonna be ran, obviously. There we go. Bad boy on. Alright, boom. That's on. Alright, so let's crank it up. We're ready to go. I need to do some cutting with it, I guess, but man, I got some shorts on. I'm gonna put some pants on. We'll come back and cut it. All right, let's see how it performs on some neglected vegetation. If you can see all of that. Recap what we did today. Customer brought this unit in, said it was bogging down. What we did to fix it, discovered that the oil fuel mix was way off. It was way too much oil. It clogged up the spark arrestor. It gunked up the carburetor. What we did was we cleaned the carburetor, removed the spark arrestor, I'm still debating on replacing it. I'm gonna talk to the customer about it, see if he wants me to put a new one in there, or I can try to clean up the old one. It runs just fine without them. It's really a safety feature for basically preventing the fire from escaping the muffler. It's not really a big deal, but I understand the safety concerns. But we got it back up and running. As you see, it cuts well. Nothing else to be said. This is how I do it.